Hello, viewers. I'm SB,
And I'm Amabel.
and welcome back to Legend of Grimrock, where all we do is fight snails. Every day
Yeah,
I'm snail fighting. Hey, who remembers the spells?
fire is like the upper left corner.
Yeah, Fire Burst is just upper left
Yeah.
corner. Poison Cloud we can't use because we don't have Earth Magic 3. Hey, you. Hey, buddy. Enjoy some of this. It does not actually, it's not Fireball, it's like Fire Burst. It doesn't actually travel. Enjoy some of this.
Nice sidestep. Hey, sweetheart,
Yeah.
while you're killing the snail, I have a question for you that I know the answer to, but
Okay.
I'd rather you say the answer.
Wow.
Wow, levels. What's up with that thumbnail that you used?
Oh, right. Yeah.
People are
Okay.
really wondering about that thumbnail.
How are people confused about this? It's a picture of the blob. It's a blobber, and that's a picture of the blob. I don't know. I thought this was funny. I apologize. Apparently, nobody else thought that was funny. But, you know, they're called blobber because the idea of your party being the blob of arms and legs. So I used a picture of a blob of arms and legs. This is it's a visual representation of the party. Okay, so leveling up gives us 4 skill points. That's fucking bananas.
Where did you get that picture of the arms and legs, the blob with arms and legs?
Well, spoilers, if I say it,
Okay.
for the thing that it's from.
Okay.
So either you recognize it or you don't, in which case you don't need to know what it's from.
That's right. You care about spoilers.
A little bit.
I don't.
By increasing this skill, your attack power, accuracy, and chance of performing special attacks increases. So there's a jab, a kick, and the 3-point technique, a secret technique known only to Grandmasters, which you don't get until 50 ranks in unarmed combat.
That's a lot of ranks.
Yeah.
There's a part of me.
There's a part of me that wants to just pour all of his points into unarmed combat until we get there, because it does give both, dex and health as we're pushing it.
Yeah.
There's a part of me, and that part of me is known as the part that is in charge.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, what about you? So you have maces. We can get up to some special attacks with these. A bone-shattering blow that deals double damage. A powerful smash that deals great damage. Is that better than double? Who knows? But eventually, complete negation of the enemy's armor seems actually very rad. And again, we don't super have a reason. I guess he is also toughness, so here's the thing. I don't know how his armor, because we're in a blob, I don't know how his defensive stats affect all of the incoming damage. So it probably does make sense to push for some armor with him.
Yeah.
No penalties from wearing armor also seems fairly significant. I'm going to err on the side of more defense here. But I will push us up to the +1 vitality threshold with the maces. Thanks, Jonathan Turtledove. Way to be a dude. Okay, it's pretty dark in here. So I didn't end up doing anything with the gamma just yet. Let me know, y'all, how this stuff is hitting you. We do have torches. I can just put a torch on, but I wanted to give it a second.
Yeah, when we were playing Thief, there were times when I couldn't tell what was going on, and partially that was because of my monitor situation,
which has been resolved in the interim.
Yeah, but partially it was like, I think Thief was a darker game than this is.
Yeah, and it's, I think, less of a problem. It's less of a problem in, I think, I would argue, the original Thief, where it's pretty much just like, if it's dark, that's because it's dark.
Yeah.
and more of a problem in like Black Parade, which was bringing a much more modern sensibility to the lighting stuff. A doublet,
Oh,
where they were trying to use the darkness for scares and stuff. The precision in the dark mattered a lot more once we started playing with that.
yeah. And I mean, and also to be frank,
Mole jerky.
it feels like the people who made the Looking Glass
Uh-huh.
studios, I don't think they optimized their game for Let's Players.
It's
And I
possible
think
that they
that
were
was
not even considering Let's Players. I do think that that might be the case.
what a bag of dicks.
Wow. Feels unnecessary.
Oh, it's the Mushroom
Man.
Guy. I forgot about. It's been a while since so I forgot about Mushroom Man.
It is so unintuitive to me. I'm hoping that y'all will forgive which button is move and which button is turn. Oh no, that's no good. Ah, hell.
What if you set him on fire?
What if
Or
I just
that work.
murder the shit out of him, Amabel?
What if I set that guy on fire?
It's extra button presses.
Yeah, but then
you're
he's
right.
on
It
fire.
did seem rad. I mean, I'm not going to argue with that.
Well, okay. Well, that's a trouble.
Okay, so enemies with ranged attacks are somewhat more problematic with our brilliant strategy of just walk away from them. Oh no! Skulls! Yo, stop missing! What's wrong with you? Okay, I gotta get some. Oh, I gotta get some charge time
Okay.
back. Damn. All right, so
So
a couple of us have died. We really set off the fucking herd there. All right, what's your deal? Faster attack rate with bows and stuff. Double damage when attacking enemy from behind. Reach attack. Now she has a weapon that has reach right now, right? Yeah, this is a reach weapon. So we don't necessarily need to worry about the reach attack thing. Improved backstabbing eventually. It does seem awfully hard to hit enemies from behind, but that's partially because I'm just like really clumsy. I'm going to split her skill points exactly in half to get the stat bonuses. And then, hey, what do we do about the dead folks?
yeah, that's a good question.
So Loincloth -1 willpower +1 attack power. I mean, that kind of feels like, honestly, gave it to the wrong person. That's just food. Because eating and health are different. Then we have a scroll to touch to regain health and restore life. Doesn't restore like the dead to life, it would seem. Well, Amabel, I gotta tell you, I'm feeling like we're in a not great spot here.
I mean, there's probably a.
Yeah, they're not permadead, I'm sure, but I don't know what to deal with them necessarily at this point. So
Yeah.
I guess we'll just soldier on with incredibly reduced combat potential.
Yeah, that sounds. Now this feels. I feel like.
And we'll see. You know, either we'll get we'll figure out a way to res people, or we'll lose.
This feels like an old game.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm here for it.
Okay, a machete. We don't really have a machete person in the party. Compass, that seems useful. An iron key, definitely useful. I'm a little worried that I'm not spending enough time like looking for weird rocks. Because we have been shown that there are times when they're going to do a weird rock thing.
Yeah. And that's weird because, weird rocks, I think you love weird rocks generally,
Okay, where's this bit
right?
going?
I don't know. I feel like if I gave you a weird rock, you'd be like, oh, that's cool.
Maybe.
There are people who would not feel that way.
And I might be one of them. I'm still not sure what we're talking about.
Weird rocks. You know what? I'm just going to drop the bit because it's not working. See, I'm
Is
learning.
it a bit? This is what. It's one of those situations where I just I wasn't even sure. All right, let me give you this. Touch to regain health and restore life. Okay, so it's a scroll of Crystal of Life is the thing. It's not a scroll that will restore my health, I think. So we would need our caster to be alive.
And this is the part where if I was playing the game.
Shelter left, cells right. Well, I love left.
Yeah, we need one of those.
They mean up here? Okay, yeah, there's a... I don't like this. I don't like this cell here.
No.
Or this grate. Forgive me for being a little distrustful.
No, I like your trepidation. All right.
Like, is it... Because this is very unusual to see a sconce with no torch in it.
Yeah.
So I am wondering if it was like a situation where I'm supposed to... It's not that secret. Ooh, an iron bassinet. That baby is going to be so well protected. That does take us to negative evasion. But we're at pretty good protection, and we'll get our evasion back eventually with the heavy armor thing.
Yeah.
God, it takes forever for his weapon to become available again. That is not what I want to do. No. No. I am very clumsy at snail fighting. Come on. Spin the wheel, Raggedy Man. Oh, gotcha. What's up? He seems baffled by my tactics.
He has a lot of health.
They do seem to.
But the others... You know what, though? You had 4 people before, and some of them were tougher. So that's probably why you got through them faster before.
Got a delicious snail slice. Love a good snail slice. So this is just a cell. Oh, hello now. That I'm sure is meaningful. Can't quite get to those arrows. They're at the back of the cell.
Mm.
It is a little spooky in here.
It is.
Well, those are obvious pressure plates. There's a whooshing sound beyond this door. Do you hear that?
I do, very faintly.
It's changing volume. I think it's moving around in the room. I think it's a creature. Aha! Oh, poison arrows. Sick. Amabel, when did I get so good at video games?
I think you've always been good at video games.
Nope. Trick question. I'm not good at video games.
Because the thing is, video games have always been very easy, and no one's ever had any problem.
No one's
with
ever
it.
had a problem with one, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
I know the deep lore, the channel lore.
it's not, I don't know if I would say lore exactly. If we consider every stupid thing that I often say to be lore, then this channel has got more lore than perhaps any other. But seems to me like a misappropriation of the word is all. Okay, so we never did go this way. I'm thinking that next room ahead feels like a danger place. So okay, if they get to start their attack animation, then it hits if it would hit. Like it does the math then. You don't have to be in place so the animation finishes. But we can still do this kind of thing.
Yeah.
Now you might be saying, hey, what is this grave cowardice? The answer is survival. This grave cowardice is survival.
I have read some people's thoughts about this. I'm not going to share them though, not because they're negative, but because you like to discover stuff on your own. This is what I was trying to say before.
Okay.
This is the point when I would look up like, how do I res people?
Oh, why?
But that's not. Pardon?
Why? Then you'd know.
Exactly.
Exactly. Yeah.
This is one way you and I are different. Like, I don't really care about spoilers. You want to experience things fresh.
Well, this isn't really a spoilers thing so much as that, like, then you'd know was half said in jest, but it's like, it's also half real. It's not that I'm upset about the concept of then you'd know so much as I'm upset about the concept of then you wouldn't get to find out, because the finding out is the interesting part for me.
Yeah. That's something I really admire about you and the way you engage with all sorts of arts, including interactive arts and movies and books and whatnot. Whereas my interest in games particularly has primarily been vocational. Is how does this thing work? Understanding the machine. So for me, going in and looking at the guts of the thing, the parts, the how it all interacts, rather than figuring it out myself, it is a path I usually take because it allows me to contextualize how those systems work together and learn from them in that way. Which isn't to say I don't value discovery, because I do. It's just, it's not a primary thing for me like it is for you. Discovery and the joy of discovery and self-learning is something that you've really shown me in our time together.
That's very kind of you. It is very much like your interest is your interest is vocational, and like we both have an interest in how does the thing work. But my interest is definitely like play with it first.
Mm-hmm.
So the text said left shelter, right cells, right?
Yeah.
And I still am not 100% sure what it was talking about, because I don't think we found anything that counts as shelter. I'm going to step on this pressure pad on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Or wait, I can throw a rock at it, right? Hold on.
Yeah.
Okay, that's right. I remembered that just in time. It has been a minute since the first episode. Apologies. So there's no reason for me not to take this. Well,
Oh.
yeah, that's right. That was me, you big nerd. That thing's terrifying. So people have thoughts about this style of engagement, huh?
Yeah. Do you want me to tell you, or?
Um. Yeah, I guess more than anything, I'm just curious. Like, are there people who think that you should not move around while fighting? That it
No,
is
it's just
somehow unfair to move around while fighting?
no. People commenting that it's like an intended, because during the first episode you were like, this feels a little cheap. Is this what's supposed to? And like apparently it's an intended tack built in by the
It
developers.
feels a little, to be clear, it feels a little cheap for snail fighting. Like,
Yeah.
but
So like,
they're probably not supposed to be very intimidating enemies, right?
yeah, but this is entirely within the intended experience of the game.
Hi.
Oh, a couple friends.
Oh, it's fucking crazy that you can't stab them with the spear through the thing. Come on now. No weapons allowed inside.
Oh,
Discard your weapons if you would like to punch 2 snails to death.
maybe those snails are friends.
No, they're not, but they have loot.
How do you know?
Because,
No weapons inside.
how do I know? Because it's Legend of Grimrock and not fucking EverQuest? Why was EverQuest my... That's not a good example. But you know what I mean. It's not like a real role-playing game. EverQuest. Alright, fucking fine. Fine, dude. Okay, first of all, what they actually meant was just put down a weapon. I see that now. Unfortunately, that was the wrong weapon probably to put down. He still has his machete. Seems not ideal.
Yeah, maybe this
Could be a time
out
limit.
of this big room. Yeah.
You think it's being in the big room?
No, I'm saying let's move further into the dungeon rather than back.
Amabel, I'm fighting for my life over here.
I mean, you can outrun a snail.
You can outrun a snail. No, you cannot outrun a snail. Nor can I. How do I... Okay. Dead guy carries torch just fine, is what I've learned. You know, I'm just trying to fight this snail. I'm not trying to make anybody's life more difficult. I'm not trying to burn down the dungeon around us. You know, I just want to fight a snail every once in a while. Is that so much to ask in this workaday world? But I knew I had to back up because there were 2 of them. And there's only 2 of us, and that's an unacceptable situation. Okay. A grim cap. A delicious mushroom. The legendary Master Chef of Northampton Palace values them highly. Well, sick. We'll have to tell that guy that we found one of his valuable mushrooms. Perhaps he will give us something delicious in exchange. Or perhaps he'll get some crazy elf boots.
Some shoes.
Hell yeah, pointy shoes. Okay. Problem 1, resolved. Problem 2, the crystal. The crystal might res people.
Yeah, because didn't it heal us when it saved us?
Yeah. I think there's every chance that it might res people, but we gotta survive to get over there first. Holding cells. Well, keep holding that for the moment, whatever it is. That's a button. Enter thy grave. What? No, hold on now. What does the rest of the text say? That doesn't...
It's a lot of writing for that.
That does not say enter thy grave. So this is the thing where you would want to have one of them stand back on the button, but you can't because Blob. Amabel,
Yeah.
I don't like it. Teleporter? Yeah. Well, at least he didn't seal forever behind us or anything. Hi. Again, this man has been imprisoned with a polearm that he could easily use to kill anyone in the hallway. Okay, so this is the game. It's how much can you survive fighting this skeleton? Is my knife in the space? Okay. They should have made these grates a lot, the bars a lot closer together if they wanted us to buy that you can't do combat through them. Because this is very silly. Well, we have pretty limited space here. We can open the gates. And I'm sure there's something totally sick in that bag. And I bet this guy has neat gear. He probably actually doesn't. Probably all of his stuff is garbage. There's just a grate at the bottom of the floor there. I don't know that I think these rooms have anything in them. So it is worth noting there are two buttons. There's a button here, and there's a button there.
Mm-hmm.
Do they both do the same? Do they both open all the cells? Oh. That one fires a teleporter inside the cells. Okay, that's interesting. So the utility of that is limited until I can find a way to access the insides of the cells.
One of the cells, yeah.
I'm wondering if there's an obvious button I missed that I like.
I'm not seeing anything, so.
Yeah, I don't know what to make of this area. No obvious keyholes, no obvious, like, quote unquote, obvious secret doors. Oh, I teleported the bag into the hallway somehow?
Okay.
This is me having solved the puzzle. Pitroot bread and a leather cap. This is your cap and an iron key, which is probably of some value.
At least you didn't teleport the skeleton into there. That would have been.
Now we leave without having teleported any skeletons. All right, one more key, and this key is in the enter that grave room, I'm sure. Yep, nothing to do except enter thy grave.
Well, that sounds like trouble.
You know, it's like this is always the question, right? Is it a trap, or is it a challenge, like a combat challenge room?
I don't think you're up for either of those in your current situation.
Well, I agree that we should not intentionally walk into a trap, but
I have faith in you, though.
I don't know what else there is to do. I need a key. I don't know for sure that this would award one, but this is the video game logic.
Do you have another rock?
It won't matter because the pressure pad's in the middle of the room. She'll throw it all the way to the wall.
Okay. All right. Oh yeah, that's probably a good idea.
Okay, skeleton. Why did I attack? I got excited. Uh-oh. Amabel, trouble.
Yeah. I don't. Oh well, is he just missing? No, he got you. Okay.
Yeah, he hit me with one of them. It doesn't make as big of an impact sound with his tiny little bone spear. He seems to not be very good at fighting, is the thing. You would expect, with him being all armors and whatnot, that he would be some kind of trained soldier. And I do think we're hitting him for less than we were hitting the snails for. But on the whole, he seems to be pretty bad at his job. And so I think that I am not going... wow, did I just do 39 damage?
Yeah, you did a crit.
Thank God you're here, Lady Human Rogue. What do we do without you? That was Jonathan Turtledove speaking. He's a Christian.
I don't... okay.
He's a Quaker, specifically.
He's a Quaker that loves hitting things with a mace.
Yeah. Well, it's his understanding that the mace loves to be used.
I'm wondering...
And he's here to help it fulfill that.
I'm wondering if you're able to hit them from behind if it was... I know that's not the situation you're in right now, but...
Because I walked myself into an alcove like a big idiot. I was like, how do I not get surrounded? I know!
It's a cozy little corner you got.
I mean, it does turn out to be sufficient, right? Right, well. Check out all that XP. So, this Legionary shield that we just picked up, it's the same shield. Okay. Legionary spear, it's the same spear that she has. So this is not new gear, and it's not useful. Now I need to figure out how to... okay, cloak, sure. More... A bone amulet. Seems not to do anything. Curious. Scroll of ice shards for the wizard. And this time, nothing in this one, huh? Alright, do not step on the thing again. So, that would, seem not to have given us any tools for survival? Or any tools for moving forward? Or indeed any, kind of passage at all?
No, the key you have definitely isn't going to work for the lock.
Wait, is this the key from before? When did I Amabel my brain? When did I pick
You've had two keys for a while.
Oh.
I
did you
assume...
say something?
I wanted to see you enter that grave.
But it was also your grave.
Okay, well now we know how they are rest, which makes sense mechanically.
Oh, the sack is actually giving her additional holding space.
Well, that's pretty.
I didn't really think about
handy.
that, but yeah, it's 6 slots in 1 slot. That's pretty cool. Okay. Well. Thanks, blue crystal. Thanks, mysterious blue crystal. Now I need 2 more keys, Amabel. Now what?
Well.
Now what shall we do?
Well, I love you.
I love you too. You know what I don't love? This thing.
What's that? Okay.
Okay.
That guy gets very close.
Yes, that is certainly true. And it's just like fully I don't love always a fully crotch forward enemy.
For me, it depends on the crotch.
Sure.
Like, he just this crew doesn't have anything to be proud of, but it's like, look at this. Like, nah, it's not impressive. God, video games are weird.
How so?
Well, I just was reminded of the whole like genre of games where you can customize your junk, and it's just like that's a weird that's a
Amabel,
weird
that's not
thing.
you okay. I know what you're talking about because you and I watch the same video essays. But the
I mean, I
phrase the
also
phrase
watched.
genre of games where you can customize your junk is not 100%. Okay, so wait, that opens and closes that, which was already open when we got here. Oh, I see. By closing this, we are in fact opening this. Ah, and it's full of birdmen.
I wasn't even thinking about that video essay. I was thinking about
What?
those guys who are brothers who you think are funny, and they do a show with character creators, and they
Yeah.
did one with the guy had a big dingus.
I don't know what to do for you.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
I do know what you're talking about.
Okay. So that's what made me think of it, because I was like, why is that? And you're like, this. Some games have that these days. What a world that we live in.
What a world indeed. All right. Who's trying to put that key in? Yours. All right. Key consumed. Having the character sheet open hides the interactables in the environment sometimes. Okay, so I think I see what's going on here. If we were to come into that teleporter from the other side, it would also deposit us on the other side. So we have to try to
Okay.
we're gonna step in here. We're gonna have to find a way to loop around to it. I think.
Okay. What about that bit on the wall?
Wait, am I on the wrong side? I am on the wrong side. I lost track how many times it come through. That bit on the wall.
So if you there's a
Yeah.
loose-
Oh. I didn't quite make it. So it's actually just teleporting us. I thought it was teleporting us to another location. What bit on the wall?
no, the thing you pushed that turned it off. Then
Yeah.
then you got to run.
I think
'Cause-
it's not possible to run forward fast enough because of the turnaround speed. You have to backstep through it.
all right, we
That's
did
what I
it.
think.
We solved the puzzle.
You enter from this side, it just takes you to the same spot. Okay. But what do we do about this bit?
Do you have a rock?
Oh, there's a pressure plate on the other. Yeah, I suppose that's what we do about it. Thanks, Amabel.
Aren't you glad you have an Amabel?
I was gonna get there. Leave the rock for the moment. I was gonna get there eventually.
I know, but that's not what I asked. I asked you for reward and affection, please. Aren't you glad you have an Amabel?
I'm extremely glad I have an Amabel. For this and so many other reasons.
Yeah, fuck that bird up.
Hooray! Levels for everybody.
Jonathan Turtledove gained a level.
Jonathan Turtledove especially. He is doing all of the work.
I forgot the wizard's name was Two Eyes. That's very funny.
so as to distinguish him from the other members of the party, because he has 2 eyes. Amabel, what is confusing about this? So, okay, they don't tell us what all the spells are, but they tell us the thresholds. That's interesting. So at a certain point, you're granting significant cold resist or significant elemental resistance to everybody. Okay, and we have earth magic and ice magic. These are probably just garbage, honestly. So, like, the question is, do we want to... I don't know that it makes sense to specialize too much. We want to be able to use the cool stuff when we find it, obviously.
Yeah.
What do you think? Poison cloud or ice shards? Earth magic seems like it could be fun.
Ice, yeah. Let's ice. Ice, baby.
As they said in the song, famously. What are you? Cave nettle. Not growing out of anything, just kind of sitting on the floor. And I guess I should put the other one in the other keyhole, even though I suspect it doesn't matter. Hold on. I don't know where that flying thing noise was from. It is going to be a lot easier to manage the sort of like step back and forth fighting style when I'm trying to focus on a smaller number of combatants, you know?
Yeah.
Okay, so we did pick up a higher level attack spell. Next time we level up, we can just put enough points into Earth Magic to get to Poison Bolt.
Ah.
They should probably not use just the same trick prick over and over again.
Yeah.
He seems unserious as an opponent. That's my rating for this guy.
Yay! Lady Human Rogue gained a level.
So I don't know that I want to keep splitting. She's getting a lot more attacks off with normal combat. Like, how important is backstabbing? Do we think? I would like to have more options at range. And with her having a throwing thing and us having a proper bolt type spell, I'm sure we'll get there. I'm going to prefer ranged weapons, I think, for the most part with her. I do hear more movement somewhere.
It's too bad you can't talk to this mushroom man.
Do you think he would have a lot of valuable stories?
I don't know. It's a shame that we gotta kill everything. This one looks like he's a fun guy.
I want everybody to know there's nothing I could have done to prevent that. It seemed like I walked right into it, and maybe I did. But had I been wise, had I predicted or parried or whatever it is you imagine that I could have done, it still would have happened. We still all would have been doing it.
Yeah. No, it would have been better. It would have been better to See, a joke is better if it is opposed and everyone feels bad after it's been told. This is the
Yep.
key to comedy that I learned from watching you.
The key to comedy that I learned in the comedy monastery high in the Nepalese mountains.
You know, that's a stream idea sometime. You know, when we have to do a stream.
Going
'Cause
to
I don't
the
know if people
Nepalese
know
mountains?
this. No. I don't know if people know this, but we do a stream once a week on Sundays. And we do like different things.
Yeah, I think
And
people probably mostly know, but all right.
I,
Go on.
well, I don't know.
Advertise it. Let them know.
It's under a different tab than your video tab.
Okay.
It's under your live tab. But we could do a joke stream, and I will tell one joke, which would be a Shaggy Dog story that's 2 hours long.
Right.
And everyone will feel bad. What I've learned from my career as a game designer is that if I make people feel bad, they give me more money. So I want to take this strategy and help my sweetie.
And that's what it is, to be clear. Annabelle put us in a bad spot because I'm a fool.
Yeah.
I'm a fool. Oh no, Lord Human Rogue has been slain again.
Oh no.
Okay, let's regain a little bit of control here.
That's more mushrooms.
Yeah, I heard it coming up behind us, but by that point I couldn't move anymore. Like I was already stuck in the spot.
A miss is unfortunate for that.
Yeah, I agree. I think a miss is kind of unfortunate, whenever. Shoot. Wizard's out of energy.
I'm surprised you're doing so well in this room. I figure it would benefit them because there's so much room.
Right, because there's so mushroom. Did you want to? Here's the okay. You know what? I think the problem is, I don't know that we all heard the punchline there. You delivered it kind of quietly. So do you want to hit it louder, maybe, and see if that'll help? Or
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, because there's so mushroom. Reward, please. Reward me. Yeah.
you got. I don't know what to do for you.
Is that a different pair of pointy shoes, or did you switch to pointy shoes?
I switched the point. What do you mean? It happened right in front of you.
I was too busy laughing. And when my face was able to receive information again, the shoes were on Lady Human Rogue.
I was debating trying to go back and see if we could get a heal. But I don't think we can get back to the crystal room.
Duh.
Okay, this thing is a little harder to bait because this one is a caster.
This is the thing that killed you last time, right? That killed people?
Probably. It's got a ranged attack in any case. That makes it a little bit of a different challenge. Come on, recharge. We are not very good at swinging our weapons. It takes a long time to recover
Yeah.
from a one-handed cudgel maneuver there. Longer than you might think is reasonable.
Now what stat determines the speed of the? Is it called a cooldown?
Yeah, I would say this is a cooldown. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Perhaps that can be enough. Enough of the same mushroom enemies forever. Ooh, +6. Nope, the iron resonance actually better, and we probably won't have anybody wear this, because... Wait, can't you drop stuff by putting it? I forgot. I thought clicking the... There we go. Just couldn't do it because I was against the wall, I guess? So slightly improved breaches. Okay, you have pants already. Well, good for you.
What is the ZZZ button?
The ZZZ button.
So there's a menu and a ZZZ on the little tab next to his name.
Well, that's probably sleep, which allows you to heal up your energy and stuff. Apparently,
Hopefully that was a good thing to do.
I believe we killed all the enemies in this area. We had a dream of many gears. What is happening? A collective dream? Oh, I know you. I know what you seek. Look for me down below and I might help you. Okay, so we had a dream that was not just shared between the four of us, but also shared with an observer from a distance. All right, so this is... Hold on. I'm carrying around a lot of scrolls that I don't need to be carrying, I think. We picked them up, and then we read them, and then we were done with them, and I'm just holding on to them. All right, you are overburdened, and frankly, you don't need to be carrying all of the party's food and also all these torches. Okay. Well, this level has been interesting so far.
Yeah.
I'm all turned around now, unfortunately. Okay. So here's a spot where we have a keyhole. Let's check out the other branch first. Okay. I see where we are. Huh.
Do skeletons light on fire good? Yeah,
I will say that I don't think the skeleton necessarily should be... Oh wait, that was the wrong spell. I don't think the skeleton should be as vulnerable to this stuff as he is. There's poison for you. Enjoy that. But I also think you probably shouldn't be able to critically strike a skeleton with a spear. Because, like, if you think about the mechanics of that, like...
Yeah. You know, it does appear like maybe I'm just not parsing it correctly, but I'm used to fire and poison spells in games doing damage over time, like damage per second or something.
Oh,
Okay, that's pretty good, but
they're phalanxing us. I mean, I think I'm like getting the job done a little bit. Unfortunately, we're now out of energy, so I can't re-poison cloud. I wonder if the poison cloud, like, instinctively a poison cloud is good here because it should be doing damage to all 4 of them, right? But I wonder if there's
yeah.
any kind of model for that sort of thing in this game.
Can yeah, if you can try to get behind them or to no, just to hit them, not shields.
This feels like a very silly way to fight. If you think about it sped up as just like dodging around your adversary and striking them in the side, that's not so silly. But the way this looks is very silly.
Yeah.
Boy, they sure got some HP, huh?
Yeah.
I didn't mean to do that. Are you gonna? Okay. Come on. That could easily have gone sideways on us. If they decided to sidestep the other way, then we would have been cornered by the gas, but I just didn't have the faith that they were going to. One other thing I will say, I mentioned that this does not necessarily feel intended. Oh no, they die one at a time?
Oh, I assumed.
One other thing in favor of that, because like you mentioned, it's an intended thing, and it seems obviously intended. It feels like garbage.
Yeah.
Mechanically, it doesn't feel. It's not a fun way to play the game.
Well, so something I'll say, as now I don't have experience with the games that this is. I don't have personal experience with the games that this is kind of an homage to.
Mm-hmm.
But the fact that all the enemies, you have to hit them like 15 times.
I wish.
Is it just is very grinding in a way that's not necessarily the most fun, because it's also not particularly like, this is not mechanically challenging. It's pretty rote. So
yeah,
not only does it take a while, because there are games where
I mean,
all
you're
the
just
enemies...
you're just saying what I just said in different words. When I said this feels bad, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, and I am trying to
Oh my God.
get into detail about the feeling bad, and trying to ask you, who has perhaps more knowledge than I do, to some degree. Do you? Look at that face. Do you feel that this is something within the genre as you know of it, or is this particular to this game?
I don't really. So yeah, I don't have a great sense of it. Right? I said at the
Yeah.
beginning of this, I've never played one of these before. I could totally see this being a way that things work, because video games. I mean, let's face it. For all that we love to talk about, like retro games and stuff, and certainly there are a lot of great games, and certainly the shiny new thing in the room gets way too much attention. Video games were just kind of like, as a baseline, worse
Yeah.
before.
I
we
mean,
have as a field learned a tremendous amount about game balance and design and making things actually fun and
yeah. No, I remembered you saying that's why I was trying to couch it in terms of like just what you may have picked up by osmosis.
Two Eyes gained a level. Hooray! What's his face is never gonna get a level because he's gonna be fucking dead the whole adventure. Okay, Poison Bolt is next. So this seems like it's probably an actual ranged attack, right?
Yeah.
The word bolt in the title suggests to me. Maybe this is like Lady Human Rogue's thing. She's paying us to lug her husband's dead corpse around. She refuses to acknowledge that he's dead. Is that sad? Did I make it sad?
A little sad.
Ooh, Scroll of Poison Shield. Interesting. Lots of reason to focus on poison magic for a bit here. Protection +4, evasion lowered without... And you don't quite have armor proficiency yet. No, we need the next level. But my evasion's already tanked, actually. So I guess there's no reason not to put it on. Except that it does encumber me. Yeah, most of us don't have the raw physical power of Lord Human Rogue the Dead. I'll tell you, he's very good at carrying things. Even with his affliction. Also, I lost a throwing knife somewhere in this room. I threw it at somebody and I mean... I feel like I've walked over all the tiles where people died.
Yeah.
Wasn't that many of them? And I've not gotten it back, so that's a little annoying. It might be mixed in with the other armors and stuff. So, like... I don't know for sure if... It seems like it weighed down the thing. Only a patient man can defeat Demon's Gaze. You want to just like stand here and look at this for a while, I guess?
Yeah, let's do that.
Do you think that's the thing?
I do think that's the thing.
Okay. How's it going, Demon? I was kind of hoping that was in fact that was in fact the thing. All right, we're testing the spell. Ow!
That did 0 damage to all of them. It might be...
Poison against skeletons. Great move. But at least now we know it, we've verified its functionality. We know that it is, in fact, a ranged projectile. Just that one was like, ah! This sucks, by the way. These... Fighting this, like, large group of them. Okay, so they do all individually take damage from the fire.
Yeah. I thought you had noticed that the first time.
I have to look at the bottom right corner of the screen so much.
Oh, that makes sense, yeah.
It would be really cool if I was able to focus on what was actually happening. That sounds like a lot of fun. I bet y'all are having a lot of fun out there.
I am.
Do we have enough to cast again? Alright.
Hey, got some more levels.
We're getting levels pretty quickly. Yeah, that's going well. Faster attack rate with bows. It would be cool to find a bow. You definitely need light armor proficiency. And I kind of feel like we just keep pushing for heavy armor proficiency, and then we can maybe think about other stuff. But I want to be able to wear all the armor we find. With no penalties. Okay, found my knives. Right, that was the door in the mouth door.
Right.
Firebombs. Interesting.
Okay, well, this is just a okay.
Yeah, it was firebombs and a guy to fight.
Yeah.
Don't you love fighting a guy? What about 4 guys?
You know, and I don't know how much that. I feel like that is probably not something that you. The thing where you're a blobber fighting a blobber, I think is fun and good. Is what I'm trying to express.
Okay, yeah. Oh, wow.
This looks like the way down.
Oh, recipes. And, okay, interesting. We'll deal with that in a minute. For right now, let us head down to the next floor. Hey, Amabel, we did it. We cleared the floor.
Is there a crystal?
It doesn't look like there is an easy crystal.
A crystal would be good.
A crystal at the beginning of the floor would be pretty sweet. As it is, I think we're just going to go ahead and call it here. This is...
Okay.
We cleared a floor. Clearing a floor, it feels like it's a substantial chunk of video game. So that's going to be it for us for today. Thank you all so much for watching. I'm digging this so far. I'm digging the exploration parts. I really do wish that all of the enemies had 10% of their HP. Not because of combat difficulty, but because I just always want it to be over with. And that's probably not the place that you want your players with your game systems.
Yeah, the pacing does not seem great for the combat, but at the same time, we're leveling up very quickly, so
yeah,
we're going to be doing more. I don't know. We'll see how it plays out, I guess, but
yeah, I don't think leveling up is going to be anywhere near as significant as getting better equipment, which
True.
Hopefully we will do soon. So come back next time for that and floor 3, perhaps even twistier and more magical than floor 2 was. And we'll see you then.